What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go ahead and finally dive into the corner detail, because as you can see, we did get that Siga Majrex on the wall in the last video, and now what that means is that we can do this detail that I know a lot of you have been waiting for. Me too, because this is new for us. We haven't done this yet, and after the last time doing the Majrex, we kind of thought through our problem areas and thought, how can we do this better? So let's dive into this and we'll show you what we're doing. This board is going to go right here, because this is what's going to give us our corner for the framing to come across. And this board was ripped down in the same dimension as our columns. So now our Majrex is all the way through. We can secure this to the corner column, insulate it, Majrex into this corner, and have a nice tight corner that then when we go ahead and frame, if you go back and watch the best house when we used Majrex, we took it and we rolled it around the corner and just kept going. So we had this loose corner and it was floppy and it was hard to tape it because of all that floppiness. So we got some fish mouthing and it just was a pain. Our goal here is that we wanted nice and tight corners, nice and tight Majrex, so that when we tape everything, it is sealed very well. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and frame this corner in and get this insulated. Let's just see what it does. Let's see what the laser looks like. Might as well. It doesn't have to be like perfect. We just got to be able to see it. Huh. Well,
that's a little bit confusing.
Down here, I'm 5 9/16. So 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch.
On 18 foot.
On 18 foot, yep.
My elbow.
Oh, that was your elbow.
Oh, that was my elbow.
You laughing? Is that pretty funny?
Nope, wasn't funny. All right, let's go up. So guys, this is a great example of you could do your best. Like you guys have watched us. We've put levels on these walls a million times. But now that we're putting an actual laser, we can see that we're probably, well, we did the math. It's about an 8 3/16 off from top to bottom. And you may say it's not worth it. And I would probably tend to agree. In most scenarios, we would just keep going. But since this is mine, since time is free, you know, I mean, this doesn't cost me anything being here working on my own. Greg's not making any money.
Make sure you like that.
It just makes sense. Set the laser, we've already got it here. We're just gonna move the board and there'll be a little bit of a gap on the back side, but this will ensure that we'll have a nice straight corner. So when I do my finishes, in theory, I will have to do less scribing or less manipulating to make it look good. That's the goal anyway. Here, right there. Okay, now that we got this framing board in here, we're good to go ahead and fill up this bay with our rock wool comfort bat, just like these bays, and then we can move on to our Majrex. And I think when we get this done and taped off, you're gonna really see why this was important for us. And I'm glad we put the laser up. It's always a little bit of a humbling experience when you get to see how good you did with the laser, because the laser doesn't lie, a level can lie. And that's why we use the plate level, and I'm not gonna harp on it, but this is an 18 foot, 6 inch tall wall from floor to ceiling. We only used a 12 foot level to plumb this up. So in that level, it looks really good, but because wood can do things, it all depends where you're placing the level. I had to notch out about an 1/8 inch blade width down here. And then you can see we've got just a little crack on the backside, but now we have a perfectly level corner. So that's kind of nice. Let's get our insulation going.
What are you waiting for?
Maybe 17 1/4, Greg? All right, before we cover this wall in Majrex, now that we have this corner all insulated and ready to go, we've actually got this vent pipe. This vent pipe is for my floor drain, and we need to get it up because it needs to go out the roof, 12 inches above the highest point of this ridge here for good, you know, chimney effect and vent, right? I could take this pipe, which I need to attach, and just stick it in here and push it, but because the rock wool is so dense, and when I push it in, see what it does? It kind of opens up this gap. So since this is a nice dense product, we're just gonna throw the laser on it, and we're gonna take our little butter knife I stole this from my wife, by the way. Everybody wanted to know where we got our knives. This is just a bread knife, literally. But it does say Rockwell on it, so anyway. And we're just gonna make a nice incision. Just gonna kind of go up like so. And then what we should be able to do, hopefully, is just cut this out, and we're gonna give ourselves a nice path to run this pipe. And you might be like, oh, you're cutting all your R value away. Remember guys, we're at an R30 in this wall, and the beauty is what I can do, and I probably will because I'm anal and I have a little bit of extra product. When we're done with this, when we put our framing on, I can run some of that 1.5" comfort board over this area and add another R6 here at this pipe. I don't think I really need to do that, but I might do it anyway. Greg, I'm gonna go up if you wanna get what you can reach. Yep. I'll go up to the top and we'll get this channel cut out. Let's see, actually I can just. Nice thing about the Rockwell is I can cut extra deep and it really doesn't even matter, Greg.
How deep?
Well, I'm just saying that like, I can cut my line deep and just pull out what I want, and who cares if the line is still cut in there? It doesn't affect it. I find that a nice long cut works really nice. And then boom, see? Perfect. Like most things, you do it a couple times and then you're like, oh, you know what? This actually worked pretty good. Here, let's kind of set that pipe in there and just see what it looks like. I don't think that's gonna be a huge issue to you. I think we could take out a hair right in here, maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
It looked like it was kind of pushing in
well,
a little
it's all
bit.
through here.
Yeah, I'm good with that, buddy.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay. See, if you work over something, you don't have to worry as much, you know?
True. So that's the cleaning solution?
This is the primer.
Primer.
Yeah. Prepping the old pipe, as they say. I don't know the proper, you know, if I'm a licensed plumber, if you have to. I never do both. I just do one, give it a nice little turn, hold it, count to 5 or 6. Bigger the pipe, the longer I count, because it will take more, okay? I should get the clear primer next time.
Why's that?
Because it looks better than the purple everywhere, you know?
It's going behind the wall. Won't matter.
It matters to me, dude. It's just a vent pipe too, guys. It's not gonna have anything else but venting and maybe some rainwater.
Unless you're brave enough, you know.
You want to go up on the roof and use it? Yeah, then it becomes what they call that, a wet vent. I don't really know. Okay, I think we're good there. I'm gonna put this guy on the end before we put it up. Now, by no way, shape, or form am I giving anybody advice on plumbing. I'm not a licensed plumber. I know enough to be dangerous, but I have a good friend who's a plumber, so it basically...
Same thing.
It's basically the same thing as being a plumber. That's right.
It's kind of like roofing. Only one person needs a roofing license.
That's
and other people can work on the roof.
Twist it. Give it a twist. Wow.
There we go.
Okay, so here's what we need to do, buddy. Okay. You're just going to have to kind of just push and hold it, and then we'll get her attached.
While we're just
take that piece out.
Yeah.
All right, you got that? Just hold that right there. You're doing good things.
This is really difficult, not gonna lie.
You're doing good, buddy. You're doing real good. This is the hard part, okay? Watch your hand.
I'm trying, bro.
I feel like, here, move your hand. Push it harder. Push it harder. Push the insulation harder.
Okay, give me a second.
We don't got a second, dude. We got to do this.
Okay, go.
Okay, that ain't going nowhere. Okay. Now, hold that. Just hold that. I'm gonna go up and put a little strap. We should have thought about that probably. I think that worked out pretty good. We got a nice channel for our vent. I got good documentation, so when my plumbing inspector shows up, I can reference this and show him what we did. I did talk to my plumber, and he said just go ahead and connect this, get it up above our ceiling line where we're gonna be running our Majrex, and we should be good. This isn't a wet vent. It's not any actual drain or waste, it's only vent, so I feel confident in my skills to do the glue. So now we can go ahead and start our Majrex, and we'll get to this corner detail for you guys. This is kind of our last chance to make sure that all of our rock wool is evenly kind of pressed together. And I think that's important because obviously the more consistent, you know, your thermal barrier here is, this insulation, I think the more consistent your wall R value will be. So it's not just an OCD thing about looking good, it's about performance too. So whenever I see these kind of big differences between the bats, I just want to try to level them out kind of as best as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. So once we cover it up with our Majrex, we're not coming back in there.
Right there.
All right, you're good. Little upfront costs, Greg, on time here, but I think this was way easier than...
Well, I think we're saving time doing it.
Well, yeah, saving time overall. All right. All right, now we gotta get this bottom.
That's what I didn't do.
What?
Usually, so like when we did it last time, I rolled this out, and then I squeegeed it so it didn't do this.
So this detail is probably the most tedious of the Fentrum Siga mix here because we've got to tape around all this concrete. I learned a lesson. We went off of the same exact elevation as our other side. We just put our laser up. That's what we ran this off of so it could be nice and straight. The thing I didn't consider is this concrete wall must go up about 1/4 inch over there in the middle. I should have raised up my Majrex because you can see down here we got this bubble. I know it doesn't seem to matter too much to you guys, but what bubbles do is they just make the tape not run as nice. So when I get to a column where the Majrex is bunched up, it's a lot harder to get it to lay as nice and flat because it's now my tape is not in a straight line. So lesson learned for me. I'm gonna do my diligence next time, and when I set my laser up, I'm gonna go around and just double check that I'm at least 59 inches, which is the height of the Majrex, above my concrete. So when I run it, I don't have bubbles like this. Luckily, I think it's gonna be fine. This Fentrum sticks really nice to concrete. So a little bit of fish mouthing we can actually fix. And right here is my vent pipe that we put in the wall. I'll get another piece of Fentrum and I will seal this up right here also. So we should be golden, you know. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but now I'm looking at my concrete. Greg, we're gonna have finishes out over this. You think like taking a tube of Lexel or like right here, do I worry about air going, if I seal this off, great, but coming out through here?
So my thought is,
that's all inside the concrete anyway?
it's all inside. The only place where air can get under your concrete is potentially at a door.
Yeah.
And you're talking...
Well, you know, when you do a basement and you're doing radon, you would seal those cracks because radon will come up through any crack.
See that? I can see
Radon
that.
is the #1 lung cancer cause in anybody that's not a smoker. I just saw that stat yesterday.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So I'm not living out here, but you know, people watching the video at home and you're like, oh, you're doing all this work. You know, maybe you consider running a bead of some good high quality sealant there. It would have been nice to have ran my Fentrum from here up like we did at the last one.
Right.
But I wanted this curb, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know, constantly evolving, looking at details and saying, I love this. This is great. We're airtight. But what about this crack? If you're in a basement, you know, or detail in a house.
And it's probably more important to think about those details when you're building a tight house.
Well, yeah.
Agree?
Well, once you start tightening things up, you're like, well, where do you stop? Where do you say, that doesn't have to be tight?
So would you say it's why it's important to have a, what do you call it, where it brings fresh air in and out?
Well, like an ERV or an
ERV,
HRV. Yeah, I mean, you make sure you always have fresh air. But
Right.
this is the hardest part of this install is doing this bottom row, and it's gonna fly the rest of the way. So let me finish it up and we'll move up. Now you guys can start to see and hear. Oh my God, do you hear my voice over here in this corner? Like the sounds start to die.
Yeah.
Let me
You need a squeegee?
Yeah, I will. I mean, this will need another piece of tape, but corner of concrete's not perfect. But take a look at this corner. Now we have a tight corner. We don't have a bunch of Majrex kind of just, you know, loosely filled in around this corner for our framing. We can now do our girts and nothing is going to be in our way. And since we lasered this board, we know it's going to be nice and straight. I love that. But you may be asking, well, Kyle, what are you going to do with this corner because it's gapped? Well, that'll come later, but good old Greg here just brought out, this is called Corvum. Once again, another Siga product. You know, the thing is, guys, this is new for us Americans, a lot of it, but this stuff has been getting done over in Europe for a long time, so they've got this all figured out. This is a double-sided tape, and I don't want to do it yet because we'll wait till we get it all. But as you can see, we're gonna stick it on one side, like so, pull the backing, and we're gonna open it up on the other side, giving us a nice tight tape seal joint on both sides of that corner without having to take a piece of tape, you know, and kind of get it bent in half and get it in there and try to make a nice tight corner. So I'm pretty pumped, but that'll be in a little bit later in the video. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this Majrex on the wall. You never tell me how good I look.
I tell you every day.
You tell me how ugly I am and how stupid I am. And
I say it in the heat of the moment. I don't actually mean it. I actually say it because I care.
Interesting. I always feel like it's coming from like some form of animosity because I am so good looking and smart and brave and wonderful. He's not even listening to me. All right, here comes
the window.
Yeah, that's all right. What's wrong with the window?
So, I guess we'll pull the top one, yeah, and then just run it through the middle on the top guy of the window. Since it's so high to the top there.
No, we'll just start here in the middle, and we'll lift it all the way up, pull it, and do these two posts.
Okay, good idea.
You good with that?
Sure.
Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to.
I don't like you. Take it to the house, kid.
Okay. Keep it taut. Yeah, I just love that because you cannot get that with here. You cannot get that with a staple, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And we flip it upside down. And then we just go
We got a line there already.
point to fingertip. Ah, perfect. We're good.
I genuinely don't understand how you expect me to spend 20 minutes making our corner laser plumb, and then you're gonna try to talk me into using a Rockwell knife as our measuring device off of a laser.
You know,
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying
it's a good
I've
idea.
had better ideas, but I'm kind of being lazy and I don't want to go down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this.
Nice, perfect.
Cut it.
It's a good idea.
Horrible idea. But sometimes improvising is okay, Greg. We made a good decision, I think.
Improvising builds character.
I think if nothing else, it teaches you that there's always more than one way to skin a cat, you know? Maybe...
I think I actually marked it because you were just kind of just notching them out and just going above just a few inches or whatever. And I came back to mark it. You're like, oh, bro, we don't need to do that.
Nice work, dude. Nice work, man. Nice work, dude. I think music is the one relatable thing that keeps us all on the same playing field, you know? The idea of music, the act of music.
Yeah, I like how songers and, you know, songwriters know exactly how to, they play with our emotions.
Yeah, because they're all, through song, you can relate.
That's why, what's his name? The Jailing my soul, working all day. Who's that?
I wish this was about 4 inches taller or I was short like you. This would be a lot easier.
Well, I gotta bring my height into this.
I just get jealous sometimes. Like if I was a little shorter, this would be more comfortable, you know? That's another big wall, man.
Having both sides done.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Well, now we get to do this corner. But I think since we lasered this is perfect because we'll be able to run it right up this edge and then fold it open. So let's bring that lift in here. Let's start at the top. And we're gonna run some Corvoom. I'm sure there's some way to say this. And we're gonna get this guy beautiful. Look at that. Look at that corner detail. Greg, I respect your ability and my ability to be able to do that. So I'm just gonna run this tight into this corner, and I'm gonna do it tight because there's a little bit of slop on the in the cover, you know. And we're just gonna go down. I'm glad everybody's here for moral support on this. This is great.
Wait, do you want to squeegee that, or you want to squeegee?
No, we can squeegee it as we go. I'm gonna get it ran out first.
Okay.
But I'm just basically kind of trying to use my perfectly plumbed 2x.
Yeah, I got you, dog. Just don't.
Okay, go ahead. Dang, yes, this is amazing. Having the whole team
It
here.
probably looks really weird from where Michael's at, but
I'm sure it doesn't. It looks like we're a team.
Nice.
You like that technique?
Yeah.
It's like the trifecta. Everything gets hit 3 times. Okay, except for that. I only hit that once. Twice. 3 times a lady. All right, buddy. This is for all the marbles here.
All of them.
I think I should also do this first. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yes. That actually helps out tremendously. Yeah. Oh, so much better than running the Majrex around the corner. It's like almost you have to kind of just lightly push it in there.
Yep.
And let it fall down. You don't go too hard.
Well, that's how you do it with really all the Siga tapes.
Yeah. It's like there's like a static electricity or something in them. All right, cool, man. That's an awesome big wall, huh?
Yeah.
Got our plumbing in. We got our nice light boxes. Look at the light coming in there.